Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So I have been preparing for this for a few weeks because today is fashion, trends, and how we apply them as over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70. I don't care how old you are, but what we see on the runway in Paris and out of all the fashion houses, how do we apply those? These are, I think, the key demographic for a lot of fashion is not above 40, but I think a lot of it is flexible and absolutely applicable to women of any age. Fashion is about attitude. And whether you feel comfortable in your clothes, then you go for it. I want to specifically look at the trends, have been watching the trends, have been relaxing right in the spot over the past few weeks, enjoying all of the fashion shows, including all of the big houses. And really, it's not like that I go out and can afford to buy Christian Dior or Chanel, but those houses influence other trends. I've always, since I was a young teen, followed fashion and fashion trends. Even though I'm sitting here in my jeans and my sweater, don't look like the most fashionable girl in the world, but I do really take pride and I love styling myself when I do go out. I really like to apply the trends into outfits that you will actually wear, because a lot of those runways or even the fashion editorials are out there. They're clothes that are made for somewhat the stage. I want to take those trends and apply them to everyday wear and really make you stand out as a stylish woman in a very seamless way. At the end of the video, I will go through what's on my list that actually I'm seeking out to buy right now and that I see that would be very applicable in wearing in my life. And listen, I work from home. I have somewhat of a casual life, but I love to have key pieces that I can, one, dress up, go on vacation with. I've broken up this video and I have my iPad here and I've made my notes, and I'm also going to be looking at the various pictures, and I will share those pictures with you. I am going to break this apart in sections. I've thought instead of just going through trends, I'm going to go into these categories of colors, shapes and silhouettes, key pieces that you should have, key accessories, and footwear. Colors. So whites are still really strong, which I love out of fall, winter. That winter white was still strong. Icy blue, so pastel matching that romantic florals with that romantic idea and those silhouettes. But on the flip side of that, we've got really bold colors. We've got cerulean blue, which was made famous out of that monologue of The Devil Wears Prada, if you remember. So the forest green, fire truck red, bright orange, even a few slightly neon. And those are done, surprisingly, gray is listed. There's a beautiful buttery yellows. I love these ideas of these vibrant primaries with these slight neons and brights. They are either being worn, the brights right together. I love this. This is kind of my jam, but then also with a pure white or a buttery yellow. So yeah, we really have some softer counterparts to those bold colors. And I think that sums it up. Let's talk about, silhouettes and shapes. There are a few silhouettes and shapes that I saw, but I think the one that I love the most, there is a certain layered slouchy look that's on the runway, but there was also this very strong leaning towards that 1980s, and it's discussed in some of the fashion editorials about that 1980s silhouette. So the bold shoulders with shoulder pads, or even with the shoulder pad out, just the soft slouch. Not the oversized jacket anymore. That 80s beautiful double-breasted jacket, which I'm pretty stoked about. I love that look. Even that I found that influencing kind of hair trends that I'm seeing out there. That bigger, blown out, bouncy curl. It seems to be kind of matching the 1980s jackets and beautiful suits that I saw. There's also this really strong trend about the romantic shape and or flowingness and layers of fabric. But then there's this bold and then there's this soft romantic long flowy skirts. So those are the two. Even like pearl buttons will appear on the scene. And when's the last time we've seen a pearl button? I read something that it was curated chaos. It does kind of sum up the trends for this year. I'm also going to go out on the limb and say asymmetrical is still something that I will be wearing because I'm loving it. Okay, next, key pieces that I think we should have. Trench coats. So the trench coat is strong again. I think everyone should always have a traditional trench coat. The trendy, they're chopping the trench coats. I'll show you one that I have that I still love, a real cropped style. I have a trench coat that I cannot get rid of, and I'm glad, which is a cheetah trench coat. I think trench coats you just have to keep. Definitely, if you have a traditional one, don't get rid of it. Funnel neck jacket tops. This is a key piece. My daughter got a funnel neck jacket at Uniqlo and it is so cute, and I'll put it in here. I think I need to go in and get one for myself because you can do a workout in, or it can be all the way to dressed up. And listen, again, talking about being over 40, 50, 60, I think the funnel neck is great spring, summer, because our neck ages first. And listen, there's a bit of a cover up on the neck. Not that I'm embarrassed of my age and my aging. No, I'm not, but I do love when fashion just helps us along a little bit. The other key piece to have is the skirt. The skirt is probably one of the most replicated pieces that I saw throughout all of the different fashion houses and runway. These are bigger, flowy skirts. And I got one the other day and I love it. And I can even see doing an asymmetrical look. And maybe I'll plug in what I'm talking about there. I think that it's about how you wear the skirt, which means a lot. And you don't just look frumpy in it, because I think there is some key. I think you have to keep it tight on the top, or the silhouette of your body needs to be a little tight on the top, especially if you're wearing a bigger flowy skirt. And I'll show you a few examples of that. But the skirt is strong. And some of the skirts, even I saw on some of the runway, they were palazzo pants. Which was fantastic. Barrel pant as well is still in. I would say even a bigger kind of flowy pant, which is lovely. Got Luna back here. Can you see her? Okay, before I get into accessories and footwear, which are some of my faves, I'm going to tell you about a few things that I didn't like that I saw. One of them being the dropped waist silhouette. I don't like it. I liked it in the 80s. I just don't think that it'll translate on a mature body. I don't know why. Maybe it's because been there, done that, and I didn't really love it back in the day. Not for me. Things that I don't like. I might like, but I don't think they're applicable to like over 40-ish, is micro lengths are in. So cropped skirts, chopped shapes. I just, no, I don't like it. For obvious reasons. I think, writing is on the wall. When you're older, you shouldn't be wearing mini skirts. Sorry, that's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. Also, layered shirting. There was a lot of layered shirts. And obviously, menopausal women, we do not want to be layering up our shirting, even if we are on HRT. Head to toe denim, all right, maybe sometimes I do it, but I don't usually do it without having something breaking it up. Low-rise trousers, no thanks. Again, menopausal women, we usually have some extra skin and chub up above. So yeah, not gonna take that on. But okay, let's get into my favorite accessories. Oversized sunglasses. Yes, bring it on. There are some that I'm looking at that are the wire rimmed, beautiful big sunglasses. I love it, loved it in the day and love it today. Scarves, this one I am so excited about because not only did I buy a new scarf, but I have a lot of scarves. So where you're seeing this, the trend is around the waist or around jacket even. Cute around the neck, and I can't wait to wear scarves on my head, and even babushka style, grandma style. There's lots of editorials like that, which are so cute. I'll show you in here my new scarf, which funny enough, I think it was just like American Eagle or something. I was in there buying some socks for somebody for Christmas, and I saw this cute little cherry scarf and had to have it. Footwear. Now footwear. The strongest trend right now is the low, I call them low rider sneakers. They're the low flat sneakers. We all have now our nice elevated sneaker. Yes, well, now it's the low sneaker, the Samba, or even the flatter of the Samba, or the Adidas. They have a bit of a wedge to them. They're sleek in the front, or the Puma. That is a strong trend. The moccasin is also, we went from the old man kind of loafer shoes to now the moccasin. My advice here is to actually get it from an indigenous group. The moccasin is an indigenous shoe, so why not ethically buy your moccasins instead of from the fast fashion. There's the Manitoba Mukluk company. Also, the loafer is still, it's the lower type of loafer is still strong. And the Mary Jane, the little cute Mary Jane with some see-through aspects to it, is still strong. I think we saw this last year. And last two is the sleek classic boot, knee-high boot with a shorter kitten heel or medium heel. I'll tell you about the ones that I got coming up, and maybe I'll model them. And of course, the slingback is still strong this year, which is good because I got some slingbacks, if you remember, from my Amazon finds that I'm looking forward to wearing again this year. What I'm saying no to is the sneaker arena, they're calling it. No. They are a mix. If a ballerina flat and a sneaker had a baby, Sneakerina, bad name and bad shoe, I think. It just screamed to me when I saw them, leg and foot pain. They're coining it as, you know, super comfortable. I think, again, when you get to our age, nothing says comfort to me with walking straight on a piece of rubber. No, we have to watch our feet and our legs, ladies. So no thanks for me. This trend that came out was these colorful flip-flops and wearing them. No, just say no, unless you're around the pool or going on a casual walkabout. If you are going out in a casual type of sandal, yeah, there's some beautiful sandals out there. All right, next, the handbag. I saw a lot of pinched, gathered type of handbags with beautiful hardware. That seems to be, and the big kind of carry-all with the big strap or the big handles seem to be the trend in like crocodile, snake skin. And the other really strong purse that I saw out and about is the bucket style with as well nice hardware. So that's nice. Beautiful hardware, almost mimicking the Hermes type of hardware. What am I looking for and what I've got? What I did buy is some cute flowy skirts. I'll show them here. Again, I paired them with a bomber. Bomber jackets, we saw them last year, but they're still making their debut this year again. But this flowy skirt, which I have a few now, can dress them up or even more of a sporty skirt, which I love. In the thinner way fabric will be really cute with the new Sambas that I want to get. I also got cute loafers. I got a scarf, so I'm ready for there. What I'm looking for is the aviators. I want some lighter lenses. Mary Janes. I do want to get some Mary Janes. I want to get, again, as long as I can fit in my arch support. Tell me you're old without telling me you're old. Put in my insoles. I was just complaining about the sneakerinas. Yeah, the Mary Janes all look really low and flat. As long as I can put my arch support in, I will be good. And I'm also looking for a low sneaker like the Samba, but I want it in the bold color. I either will have bold colors or I will go with a cool print, either a metallic black or silver or snake skin. And the other thing I'm looking for is, again, I mentioned it, a double-breasted white linen suit jacket and pantsuit. I also want to include the trend of that romantic lacy. I think what I want to do is get light lace pants, even something like this, which is a lace dress under that double-breasted type of jacket. On their own, they're great to have on a vacation, a white linen jacket, but then also maybe a lacy kind of cover-up or lacy pants. So there is that real trend for that, your jacket, and then you've just got the see-through segment underneath. So that is on my list for buying and adhering to some of the trends. Again, fashion is fun. I don't feel the need to participate, but I have always found joy and creativity in participating in fashion. It is a creative outlet for me. I love, from my hair to my glasses to my accessories. It's just fun. If you have an extra few dollars if you're going to buy a purse, do you want to buy a purse with fringe, or do you want to buy a bucket purse that you'll have for a long time that's beautifully made? Maybe that's the way you go. But I think with fashion and trends, it is about just applying the knowledge to when you are spending money this year. Have a good day, everybody. See you on the next one.